Kanye, Mr. I'm a billionaire.
Right.
Right. He had to crash on a friend's couch.
Wow.
And he couldn't afford rent. Wild, right? Makes you wonder if all that glitters is actually gold. But here's the thing. Even when you're sleeping on a friend's couch, you need something to cling to. You need something to get you through.
Yeah.
You need hope.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Hope isn't just some vague, ethereal concept. Neuroscience is showing us that it's deeply connected to our brain's reward system. It's like our brains can't tell the difference between having something and just anticipating it.
So you're saying just thinking about a positive future lights up the same parts of our brain as actually achieving it.
Exactly. Studies have found that anticipating something good releases dopamine, the neurotransmitter associated with pleasure. This isn't just some feel-good phenomenon. It actually primes our brains for action, makes us more resilient, and even improves our physical health.
So hope isn't just for daydreamers.
Right.
It's actually a biological advantage.
Think of it this way. Hope is a mental lighthouse guiding you through the storm. It allows you to focus on a fixed point, navigate challenges, and ultimately find your way back to calmer waters. It's a powerful tool, especially when we're talking about facing, those inevitable curveballs life throws our way.
So how can our listener tap into this lighthouse power? We all have goals, dreams, but sometimes it feels like the getting there part is overwhelming.
One powerful way to activate the hope circuit is by setting small, achievable goals.
Okay.
Don't underestimate the impact of small wins. Each one is like a deposit in your hope bank, building momentum and reinforcing your belief in yourself.
It's like that saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. But how does this tie into hope?
Each step, no matter how small, reinforces the idea that progress is possible.
Okay.
It stimulates those dopamine pathways, leading to greater motivation and resilience. In essence, you're training your brain to expect positive outcomes.
So we're not just talking about blind optimism here.
Not at all. It's about recognizing that while you can't control everything, you can control your responses and your actions.
Yeah.
And those small, consistent actions, fueled by hope, can lead to remarkable transformations.
But let's be real. Life isn't always about checking off to-do lists. What about the unexpected, the unplanned moments?
Here's where it gets really interesting. Embracing the unknown, that's where true joy and wonder reside. Think about it. Have you ever had a chance encounter that blossomed into a deep friendship? Or taken a last-minute trip that became the adventure of a lifetime?
Okay, I see where you're going with this. Those unplanned moments often turn into the best stories.
Exactly. And that's because they tap into a fundamental human need, the need for novelty, surprise, and a sense of possibility. It's like that Taylor Swift lyric, to live for the hope of it all.
Right.
There's something so compelling about surrendering to the mystery of life, allowing ourselves to be surprised by the unexpected.
So it's not about planning every detail. It's about being open to whatever comes our way.
Imagine approaching the unknown with a sense of curiosity rather than fear. Instead of asking, what if it goes wrong? Ask yourself, what if it's amazing? That simple shift in perspective can unlock a world of possibilities.
So how do we make this shift? It's easy to say, be more curious, but putting it into practice.
One powerful technique is visualization. Take a few minutes each day to imagine positive outcomes. Imagine yourself navigating challenges with grace, achieving your goals, and experiencing those unexpected moments of joy. This primes your brain for success and reinforces your sense of agency in shaping your own life.
So we're talking about training our minds to see the good even when things are tough. Some might say that's just naive optimism.
It's not about ignoring the negative. It's about choosing where to focus your attention. By focusing on the positive, you're not denying the existence of challenges, but you're shifting your energy towards solutions and opportunities.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all ties together. But how do we make hope a sustainable practice?
One powerful way is through savoring. Think about those small, everyday moments that bring you joy. The taste of your morning coffee, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the sound of laughter. These might seem insignificant, but research shows that consciously appreciating these moments can actually rewire our brains to be more positive and resilient.
So it's not about chasing big dramatic moments. It's about finding the extraordinary in the ordinary.
Exactly. And the more you practice savoring, the more you start to notice those tiny pockets of joy throughout your day. It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
So how can our listener start incorporating this savoring into their into their life? I mean, life gets busy, right?
It's as simple as taking a few moments each day to pause and appreciate something you normally take for granted. Maybe it's the feeling of fresh sheets on your bed, the smell of freshly cut grass, or the sound of your favorite song. The key is to engage your senses fully and really soak in the experience.
I'm starting to see how this all ties back to hope. It's about finding those glimmers of light, even in the midst of chaos. It's about recognizing that even when things are tough, there's still beauty to be found, still reasons to be grateful.
And that gratitude is essential. It's like a magnet for more good things to come into your life.
All right, I'm ready to dive deeper into this.
Yeah.
But before we do, let's take a quick break and come back for part 2 of our deep dive into hope. All right, we're back and ready to keep unpacking this whole hope thing. It's already way more complex and interesting than I thought.
What we've been exploring so far are the foundational elements of hope, the brain science, the power of small wins, and the importance of embracing the unknown. But now let's delve into something a bit more controversial, the idea of hope as a radical act.
Okay, I'm intrigued. How does hope become radical?
Think about the world we live in, a world often dominated by negativity, fear, and a sense of powerlessness. It's easy to get swept up in that current, to feel like things can't change, that our individual actions don't matter. But hope disrupts that narrative.
So you're saying it's an act of rebellion to choose hope?
Precisely. Hope is saying, I refuse to accept the status quo.
Right.
It's believing that a better world is possible even when the evidence seems to suggest otherwise. And that belief, that refusal to give in to despair, can be incredibly powerful.
But isn't there a danger of being too hopeful, of ignoring real problems or glossing over genuine pain?
That's where the nuance comes in. Hope isn't about denial or toxic positivity. It's not about pretending that everything is fine when it's not. It's about acknowledging the darkness, the struggles, the injustices, but choosing to focus on the possibility of light, of change, of a better future.
So it's about holding both the pain and the possibility at the same time.
Exactly. And it's that tension, that paradox, that makes hope so potent. It allows us to face difficult realities without becoming paralyzed by fear or despair. It allows us to act, to fight for change, to believe that even in the darkest of times, a new dawn is possible.
It's like those historical figures who dared to imagine a world without slavery, without segregation, without oppression. They were fueled by a radical hope, a belief that even though things were terrible, they could be better.
And it's important to remember that those movements for change didn't happen overnight.
Right.
They were built on the backs of countless individuals who chose hope, who took action, who refused to give up, even when faced with seemingly insurmountable obstacles.
Okay, I'm starting to see the connection between hope and action.
Yeah.
It's not just about feeling good, it's about doing something with that feeling.
And this brings us to another crucial aspect of hope, the power of possibility.
All right, let's unpack this idea of possibility. It sounds a bit abstract.
It might sound abstract, but possibility is actually a tangible force. When we believe that something is possible, our brains actually start working differently. Neural pathways open up, creativity flows, and motivation surges.
Wait, so you're saying just believing something is possible can actually change our brains?
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's one of the most fascinating aspects of neuroscience. Our thoughts and beliefs have a direct impact on our biology. When we cultivate a sense of possibility, we're literally rewiring our brains for success.
Okay, so how do we tap into this power of possibility? I mean, it's easy to get bogged down by limitations, by those voices that say you can't do that or that's impossible.
It starts with a conscious choice.
Oh.
A choice to challenge those limiting beliefs, to question the assumptions that hold us back, to open ourselves up to new perspectives and new ways of thinking.
But what about when we face setbacks, when we try something and it doesn't work out? How do we maintain a sense of possibility in the face of failure?
Well, here's a radical thought. What if I told you that failure doesn't actually exist?
Hold on. What? Are you saying we should just pretend that failures don't happen?
Not at all. What I'm suggesting is that we reframe our understanding of failure. Instead of seeing it as an endpoint, a sign of defeat, what if we saw it as a valuable learning experience, a necessary step on the path to success?
So you're saying we should embrace our failures?
Embrace might be a strong word, but we can certainly learn from them. Each setback, each mistake provides us with valuable data that we can use to adjust our course, refine our strategies, and ultimately move closer to our goals.
Like that Thomas Edison quote, "I haven't failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work."
Exactly. And it's that willingness to experiment, to iterate, to learn from our mistakes that fuels innovation and ultimately leads to breakthrough results.
So possibility isn't about avoiding failure. It's about using it as a springboard for growth.
Precisely. And that's where hope plays a crucial role. Hope allows us to see beyond the immediate disappointment of a setback and focus on the long-term potential that lies ahead. It allows us to maintain a sense of perspective, to remember that one failure does not define us or our ability to succeed.
I'm starting to see how hope and possibility work together. But let's be real, life can be chaotic and unpredictable. How do we maintain a sense of hope and possibility when it feels like everything is spinning out of control?
That's where the beauty of surrender comes in.
Surrender. You're not suggesting we just give up, are you?
Not at all. Surrender in this context is about letting go of the need to control every aspect of our lives. It's about accepting that we can't predict or orchestrate every outcome.
But doesn't that contradict everything we've been talking about? Setting goals, taking action, embracing possibility.
It's not about being passive or relinquishing responsibility. It's about finding a balance between effort and acceptance, between striving and allowing. It's about recognizing that sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is let go and trust that the universe has a plan for us, even if we can't see it in the moment.
Okay, I think I'm starting to understand. It's about surrendering to the flow of life.
Yeah.
Trusting that even when things feel chaotic, there's a deeper order at play. But how do we actually do that? How do we let go of that need to control everything?
It's a process of learning to trust ourselves, our intuition, and the wisdom of the universe. It's about cultivating a sense of faith, not necessarily in a religious sense, but faith in the unfolding of life, faith in our own ability to navigate the ups and downs, faith that even when things are difficult, we are being guided towards our highest good.
So it's about surrendering to something bigger than ourselves.
In a way, yes. It's about recognizing that we are part of something vast and interconnected, that we are not alone in this journey, and that even when we feel lost or uncertain, there is a force that is holding us, guiding us, and ultimately leading us towards our true purpose.
Okay, I'm really feeling this idea of surrender. It's like releasing the tension, the need to micromanage every aspect of life.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, it's a bit scary too. What if we surrender and things don't work out the way we hoped?
That's the leap of faith, isn't it? Trusting that even when we don't have all the answers, even when the path ahead is unclear, we are exactly where we need to be.
This is all so powerful, but I think we need a moment to let it all sink in. Let's take a short break and come back for the final part of our deep dive into hope. We've covered so much ground already, from the neuroscience of hope to the idea of radical hope as a force for change.
And we delved into the power of possibility, the beauty of surrender, and the transformative potential of reframing failure. But there's one more piece of the puzzle we need to explore, the crucial link between hope and action.
Because hope without action is just wishful thinking, right?
Precisely. Hope is not a passive state of being. It's a catalyst for action. It's the driving force that propels us toward our goals, our dreams, and ultimately a better future.
So how do we bridge that gap? How do we move from feeling hopeful to actually taking action?
It starts with recognizing that action itself can be a powerful generator of hope. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how taking even a small step toward a goal can boost your motivation and reinforce your belief in yourself?
It's like that saying, motion creates emotion. Sometimes just getting started is the hardest part.
Exactly. And once you start taking action, no matter how small, it creates a positive feedback loop. You start to see progress, which fuels your hope, which inspires you to take more action, and so on.
So it's not about waiting for the perfect moment or having all the answers before we start. It's about taking that first step, even if it's messy or imperfect.
And it's important to remember that action doesn't have to be, grand or heroic. It can be as simple as making a phone call, writing an email, or having a difficult conversation.
It's about those small, consistent actions, those seemingly insignificant steps that ultimately lead to significant change.
And here's another powerful truth. Sometimes the most transformative actions are born out of our darkest moments, those times when we feel lost, broken, or utterly hopeless.
Because it's in those moments that we're forced to dig deep to find that inner strength and resilience that we never knew we had.
Exactly. And it's often in the process of overcoming adversity that we discover our true potential, our capacity for growth, and our ability to inspire others.
It's like that phoenix rising from the ashes. Out of destruction comes new life, new possibilities, a renewed sense of hope.
And that brings us to another crucial aspect of hope. Its ability to connect us to something bigger than ourselves.
Okay, I'm curious. How does hope connect us to something bigger?
Think about the times when you felt most hopeful. Was it when you were focused solely on your own individual goals and desires? Or was it when you felt a sense of connection to something greater, a community, a cause, a shared vision for a better future?
I think you're right. Hope often feels more powerful when it's shared, when we feel like we're part of something larger than ourselves.
Exactly. And that's because hope is not just an individual emotion, it's a collective energy, a force that can unite people across differences, inspire movements for change, and create a ripple effect of positivity that extends far beyond our individual lives.
It's like that saying, hope is contagious. When we choose hope, we're not just uplifting ourselves, we're inspiring others to do the same.
And that's what makes hope so transformative. It's not just a feeling, it's a way of being in the world, a way of relating to ourselves, to others, and to the challenges we face.
So how do we cultivate this kind of hope? This hope that connects us to something bigger, that inspires action, that fuels resilience.
It's a lifelong practice, a journey of self-discovery, and a commitment to living in alignment with our values. It's about seeking out those experiences that nourish our souls, connecting with people who inspire us, and finding ways to make a positive impact on the world around us.
It's about remembering that even in the darkest of times, there's always light to be found, always beauty to be appreciated, always love to be shared.
And it's about trusting that even when we can't see the path ahead, we are being guided, supported, and loved every step of the way.
Wow, this has been such a powerful conversation. We've explored the science of hope, the power of possibility, the beauty of surrender, and the importance of taking action. But I think what resonates with me most is the idea that hope is a choice, a gift, and a responsibility.
I couldn't agree more. It's a choice we make every single day, a choice to believe in ourselves, to believe in others, and to believe in the possibility of a brighter future.
And it's a gift we give not only to ourselves, but to the world around us. Because when we choose hope, we're choosing to create a more loving, compassionate, and hopeful world for everyone.
And with that, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into hope.
But before we go, I want to leave our listener with a few practical takeaways that they can start implementing today.
I love it. Let's empower our listeners to make hope a daily practice.
Number 1, set small, achievable goals. Remember, those small wins add up over time and fuel your sense of hope and possibility.
Great one. What else?
Number 2, practice gratitude. Take a few minutes each day to appreciate the good things in your life, no matter how small. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to negativity and a magnet for more good things to come your way.
Love it. What's next?
Number 3, cultivate a positive mindset. Challenge those negative thoughts and limiting beliefs that hold you back. Remember, your thoughts create your reality, so choose to focus on the positive, the possible, and the empowering.
It's all about choosing where to focus your attention. What else?
Number 4, surround yourself with hope-inspiring people. Spend time with those who lift you up, who believe in you, and who inspire you to be your best self.
Our tribe is everything. Who we surround ourselves with shapes how we see the world.
Okay, last but not least, take action. Remember, hope without action is just a dream.
Yeah.
So what's one small step you can take today to move closer to your goals, your dreams, or a better world?
Beautiful. Remember, every action, no matter how small, creates a ripple effect.
And that's a wrap on our deep dive into hope. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you leave feeling inspired, empowered, and ready to embrace the power of hope in your own life.